Good morning, LaSalle. I'm Ben Phillips.
And I'm Henry Keene.
And welcome back to WLSA. Henry, how are you handling the new schedule?
Great, Ben. How about you?
I think it's very interesting. Let's see how other students feel about it.
We at LaSalle Academy recently had a schedule change to give everyone a free period between lunch and long period. We interviewed students and teachers to see how they feel about it. Let's hear it from them.
So, Mr. Pereira, we wanted to interview today to talk about this new schedule. So, let's just start off with what made us want to change this schedule?
That's a great question. This current iteration of a pilot really is going to address two big things that we've been looking at, and one is how to create a little bit more independent time for students in the schedule, and then also how to work with a sort of an inefficiency that we have in our schedule. Lunch conflicts create an inefficiency in how we schedule some classes, and it creates less learning time, for some classes at some times, and so this is a way to kind of find a solution to both of those things. So really the new lunch portion is meant to do those things. It's supposed to reduce the lunch conflicts and then also give students a little bit more downtime during the day.
Regarding how long this is going to be, we know it's supposed to be a couple of weeks, but is it set at that time, or will it be extended in your opinion?
So we're really looking for a lot of feedback. At this point it's a pilot. We're trying to try something new. It might need some tweaks and iterations as it goes along. We're going to be looking for student feedback, faculty feedback after about a week and a half of testing it out. And then early February we're going to make a decision as to whether to continue it, if so how it continues, if there are any changes need to be made, and then what that looks like for the rest of the semester at that point.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Pereira.
No problem.
Back to you guys.
What's your opinion on the new schedule?
I like the idea of what we're trying to do. I think especially my favorite part is the independent learning time. I like the fact that students, especially freshmen who didn't have these opportunities before, are going to get them, and I think it helps all of the grades. So I think it's a great start. I know there's more that we'd like to do, and I hope the students and faculty share their opinion.
How do you feel about the new schedule?
I don't like the new schedule because I don't think we need ILT time, and I miss having a lunch conflict.
I think it's good because we get a lot of extra study time.
And I think it's also good because if we have any missing assignments, it gives us a chance to talk to our teachers and have them help us if we need it, and to catch up on anything we missed.
How do you feel about the new schedule?
I don't love the new schedule. Losing some homeroom time for WLSA especially is really difficult. Not having homeroom on Wednesdays makes it so that people definitely aren't watching our show. But it's difficult for the students who can't take the class or in the homeroom because they're not getting the educational experience that they were getting. I love having some extra time in some of the arts classes to get a little bit more done, but in my observation, the ILT time, especially by my freshmen, is not being used for studying like some are claiming. It's definitely being used for playing epic video games.
I think the jury's out. I've been here for 20 years, and this is the first attempt at any kind of a change to expand somewhat like a block schedule during lunch, which for the fine arts is a great thing. I think change is hard, especially at LaSalle, so I'm going to keep my verdict until we experiment a little more.
What do you think about the new schedule?
I mean, it's alright. I like the ILT time, but other than that, it's okay.
Yeah, I like the ILT time. First two periods are a little bit long, but we'll get used to it.
I like the ILT time. That's really good though.
Today I'm going to be interviewing Marshall Vernon on how he balances school and sports. How do you manage your schedule between games, practice, and schoolwork?
Yeah, it can definitely be very challenging to balance your time as an athlete. Obviously, you've got to practice, you've got to eat, you've got to sleep right. So how I like to balance my time is I actually use a planner, and I like to write out my practices and my schoolwork and try to most accordingly get that all figured out. Usually during my free period at school, and I try to get ahead of my homework because homework is obviously very challenging and can get in the way of stretching and just doing all the little things that you need to do to be great here at LaSalle. So yeah, just being organized and just getting all of the little things done and out of the way can be really helpful. And sometimes it's really stressful and challenging to get that done, but if you can get the little things done, then everything else will fit into plan really well.
Which season is the hardest to balance with school and sports?
So for cross country, track and field, it's pretty challenging all 3 seasons, I'd say. But the most challenging one for me is probably spring, just because of doing track and field. Then we have obviously finals and just the end of the year coming along. It can be pretty challenging to keep up with the good grades and getting all the studying in and also competing at a high level. So I definitely say the spring is the hardest, but it's still the most fun because for my sport at least, track and field in the spring is most likely the most competitive time of the year because everyone's at their best and they've been training a full year. So going into that, it's super high morale, a little bit stressful, but honestly the most fun you can have, especially being a part of the track and field team.
How has junior year compared to other years with balancing sports and school?
Yeah, junior year has been really challenging for me, just because academically you get into a whole bunch more AP courses and just academically it's a lot more challenging and harder to balance both doing sports and academics. And also as a junior, you're towards the higher end of most varsity athletic teams, either being a captain potentially or just being a leader and someone that the freshmen and sophomores can look up to. And just being in that role on the team is stressful in of itself, but also it can become more mentally taxing with academics. So I'd say this year has been the hardest year out of all 3 that I've been here for. But yeah, it's still honestly the most fun though, because you're in that role now. You get to be the person that's motivating other people, but also working really hard in the classroom and just having a great time here.
Last week was Catholic Schools Week.
We hope you enjoyed your ice cream, cookies, and dress down day. And a special congratulations to Liam Cohen on becoming the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, that's all the time we have for today.
From everyone here at WLSA,
have a great day and a better tomorrow.